In the valleys of Jordan, in Israel, archaeologists are excavating the fascinating remnants of an ancient settlement. And as the team recover relics and artifacts from the site, a startling picture begins to emerge, one that's shedding new light on the lives of the humans who lived there over 10,000 years ago. Archaeologists unearthed a Stone Age village in Israel that could help rewrite human history. Beginning some 2 million years ago, the Stone Age ushered in a time of great change for early humans. Yes, having learned to craft weapons and tools, they took their first steps on the long road to civilization as we know and recognize it today. Having spanned a duration of around 3 million years all told, the Stone Age is now typically broken up into 3 distinct spans of time. They are the Paleolithic, the Mesolithic and the Neolithic stages. And by the time the Great Prehistoric Period drew to a close, mankind was no longer a nomadic hunter-gatherer. Instead, we had become relatively sophisticated beings capable of skilled tasks such as working with metal. Today, many aspects of the Stone Age remain a mystery, though. Yet thanks to archaeology, we are always learning more about the world that our ancestors inhabited. Across the globe, sites continually reveal incredible relics from this fascinating bygone time. And these discoveries in turn give us priceless insights into where we came from and who we are. For example, the Neolithic village of Skara Brae in Scotland's Orkney Islands has allowed experts to reconstruct what life was like more than 5,000 years ago. Over in France, meanwhile, Paleolithic cave paintings have taught us much about early humans' approach to culture and art. As for the Middle East, in 1928 Dorothy Garrod, a British archaeologist, began work on a cave in the Judean hills of Palestine. There, she conducted one of the first excavations to focus on the early history of the area. She discovered, as a result, the first evidence of a Mesolithic culture in the area. And these finds came in the form of tiny tools made from stone known as microliths. The following year, Garrod discovered similar relics in a cave on a nature reserve some 70 miles to the north. Intrigued, she called the culture Natufian and went on to make numerous related discoveries in the area around Mount Carmel. Later, René Neuville, a French archaeologist, joined her, and together they established a distinct prehistory for the region. Then more than 8 decades after Garrod had first identified the Natufian culture, a team of archaeologists from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem began excavating a site at Nahal Ein Jev in what is now Israel. Located just east of the Sea of Galilee, the spot was first studied in the early 1970s, but it had secrets yet to tell. Now, recent excavations have revealed some startling facts about Nahal Ein Jev and the people who lived there thousands of years ago. Between 2010 and 2013, the archaeologists spent 4 summer seasons braving the heat of the Jordan Valley. And what they found has cast new light on a fascinating period in human history. Thought to be some 12,000 years old, the site at Nahal Ein Jev represents the remains of an ancient village. It appears to have been inhabited at a time when humans were beginning to abandon their hunter-gatherer lifestyles in favor of agricultural communities. And as such, it provides a valuable insight into this transitional era. During their excavations, archaeologists recovered a number of artifacts associated with the people who once called this village home. The finds included tools crafted from flint and bone alongside animal fossils. And there were even some early examples of art, such as limestone models, carved pieces and jewelry. Indeed, more than 200 examples of ancient ornamentation were found during the dig, the majority of them taking the form of fancy beads. It seems, in fact, that some of the artifacts were crafted from locally sourced shells and may have been produced in the village. Others, meanwhile, were made from a rarer material known as greenstone. According to experts, greenstone does not naturally occur in the area around Nahal Ein Jev. So, the material's presence at the village site indicates that the ancient residents may have engaged in trading with other communities. And there was more. The archaeologists also recovered a couple of bone pieces carved with a distinctive design. Apparently, this design has been spotted on artifacts at a number of Stone Age sites across the region. So, it seems as if the inhabitants of this village were in contact with other settlements, sharing both objects and traditions relating to art. Some of the items exhibit a more unique style, though, suggesting that a degree of local autonomy existed as well. Intriguingly, these artifacts weren't the only things recovered from the site either. Archaeologists also discovered the remains of 5 ancient humans. In one case, the body of a woman was found lying face up, with her frame curled up into a ball. And according to experts, this could indicate that her burial involved a sack or some other type of wrapping. Elsewhere, the team discovered the remains of 4 people inside a burial pit. One had apparently been interred in an almost identical fashion to that of the body uncovered at the first location. Meanwhile, bones from the remaining 3 people were found scattered in a haphazard manner, suggesting reuse of the grave over time. Even more interestingly, some of the artifacts recovered from the site appear to represent 2 distinct periods of human history. On the one hand, archaeologists retrieved items such as sickles that early farmers had perhaps wielded. Yet on the other, they found the remains of wild animals including gazelles, deer and boar. And this indicates that the inhabitants had also continued to practice hunting on some level. For the experts, the discoveries are thus a fascinating mix of finds from different eras of the Stone Age. Although attributes of the lithic tool kit found at Neag places the site in the Paleolithic period, other characteristics, such as its artistic tradition and investment in architecture, are more typical of agricultural communities in the Neolithic period, archaeologist Dr. Lear Grossman explained in a 2016 statement from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Moving forwards, then, Na'al Ain Gev represents a unique opportunity to learn more about how early humans evolved. Characterizing this period is crucial for the understanding of the processes that marked the shift from societies of hunter-gatherers to agricultural communities, Dr. Grossman added. Researchers have now theorized that a change in climate in the Jordan Valley may have caused the inhabitants there to make the move towards a farming lifestyle and settle in larger communities. But did their success inspire others to follow suit? That is something we may never know for sure. However, sites like Na'al Ain Gev remain an invaluable resource for those looking to understand more about our ancient origins. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.